Hi, Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Facebook. We are live again. Blessings to whoever joins this broadcast. Today, we are still going to continue with our campaign on the FGM. It's your girl, Million Grace, and I'll be joined by Hawa Bah, who has a lot to share. She is an expert when it comes to the FGM. She is an expert when it comes to the FGM, and she'll be joining us in a minute. I think she has a lot to offer. She has a story to tell. She has a lot of knowledge when it concerns the FGM. As we all know, the FGM is a tradition that has been practiced for several years. In some culture, even it's seen as a ritual rite of girls. There are some cultures where even the girls, they want the act to be done to them because that's what they have grown to understand, that to become a complete girl who is accepted in their community, they need to undergo the FGM. So today we'll be joined by Hawa Bah. Hey, Hawa.
Hi.
How are you, girl?
Look at you.
Oh, it's good to have you on a platform tonight. It's really a privilege.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Oh, it's also an honor. It's an honor for us. We know you are a very, very busy woman. Whoever knows how busy you are. So for you to create time and come to our platform tonight and speak about the FGM, we are grateful. Thank you for taking out time to come and educate us more about what you know a lot in. I know it's your field.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me that opportunity to talk about FGM and a little bit about my story because I believe if you want to end something that horrible like FGM, you need real people, real story. So I will give you my little understanding.
Oh, that would be good. You know, there is so much.
Help.
It's gonna help. You know, there is so much power in the voice. You know, we have said that a couple of times. There is so much power in the voice. And I remember the doctor last week when they asked him, who are those really affected by the FGM? He said something like, those without the voice, those who don't want to speak about it, those who are shy to speak about it, those who have not gotten to that place of forgiving those who did the act on them. They don't have a voice and they are the ones suffering. For you, I know you have a voice, your voice is powerful, and I must say, keep doing what you're doing.
No worries. Thank you. Yes, I do understand some of them because it's sensitive area to talk about, but someone must be there to talk about it to end it. We can't
That's
just
true.
I choose
That's
that.
true. That's true. It's something that involves everybody, both the women, the men, the whole world. We all need
Yeah,
to become intentional, accept that the act has been done, accept that it's not done for any health benefit, and stand against it.
exactly. It's everyone's business. We have to push and bang the door to end it.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Remember, the future is female. So having you on board today is gonna make a difference, especially if you just said you're going to share a little bit more about your story. I am still waiting to hear. I know the story, and I'm never tired of listening to your story because I know the power behind your story. Those who don't know you, when they look at you, they don't understand the glory. They don't understand the story behind your smile. So it would be a privilege for you to come on board today and talk a little bit about that story. But before we go into your story, and also before we go into the response, the FGM response during COVID-19, I just want you to introduce yourself and tell us who is Hawa Bah and what is Hawa Dal Peace of Mind organization all about.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. First of all, hello everyone, whoever is listening to us today. My name is Hawa Bah, and I am from Guinea, West Africa. I live and work in Leeds, leading in my community and helping other communities and organizations to understand issues such as FGM. Yeah, I am pleased to be asked to talk about the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on children in relation of FGM.
Wow.
That's me.
Wow, that's very true because I know with the lockdown and school closures caused by COVID-19, the situation might be terrible
It
because when
is.
I used to leave home, go out, parents could still create time and situations to perform the act. So just imagine when they are just locked in the house with those parents who believe in the act. I think I'm hoping or looking forward to hear what you are going to tell us today about what has been happening in response to COVID-19.
Excellent. Yeah. I can start.
So what's the situation? What's the FGM response in relation to the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, first of all, as you already know, I am passionate about campaigning against FGM, female genital mutilation. I myself am a survivor with life experience that contribute to my knowledge. Children have rights and can voice their option about their lives. Informing and explaining about FGM is important and change can happen. Um, Change can happen when communities are open and informed about this topic. FGM is an evil practice. It is child abuse. It is dangerous and it is cause further problems. FGM is an legal practice in the UK, and yet we know that is continue to take place. This pandemic has brought with additional challenge in protecting young people from abuse. Okay, how are we going to tackle FGM? Look for signs of distress and remember that anyone can report concern to Child Protective Service, but also simply serve as a resourcing reliable presence. Remember that social distance doesn't have to mean emotional distance.
Wow. Social
Like
distance.
one, remember each other that we all have a responsibility and that FGM is illegal. Empower children from BME communities. Recognize that in many BME culture, children don't traditionally have a voice. Remember, set up 5 outcomes in every child matters, and especially important here are make positive contribution and stay safe. Be vigilant. If you are professional in contact with children and their families, you want to be vigilant about abuse, including FGM, and keep in touch with families. Use social media to disturb helpline numbers and to send the message to children that they aren't alone. Pass on information. Share information on parents, support domestic violence, FGM with those who we think might be a risk, and make sure it's followed up by phone to see whether parents have questions. Listen to children. Give them the time and space to share their feelings and experience. So if they have a worry or concern, they are more likely to disclose that to you. People who are concerned about a particular family can help by doing small things to ease the stress that come with this time. Ask families how they are doing and support help them.
Yeah, thank you for giving us the situation during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's a difficult scenario because some of parents, they still do it on children, although the government says it's illegal. So during the COVID lockdown, it was a good situation to have these children around and do the act without everyone knowing. And you said it's child abuse.
Yes, it is.
Said it's something that shouldn't happen to anyone, but we still keep on happening because up to 30 countries are still practicing the act in.
Yeah, it is a child abuse because something that can lead you to death.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Something, if like in the UK, if someone caught a child like this, that person will go to jail. The same as FGM. And the same knife they use, like, because how they do it, they will kill like a number of girls. Sometimes if you are lucky, maybe 4 of you or 5, it could be more than that, up to like even 20 something girls. The same knife or blade, like razor or scissors they use to the first girl, they will use that to the whole group, and that can lead to HIV because it's one
knife.
Yeah, it's one knife, or some of them use knives, some of them use blades, some of them use scissors. It depends what they use on you, but they will use the same one without even washing it, and that can lead to HIV. So the FGM, and FGM is 4 types. They have type 1, type 2, type 3. So type 1 is where they just remove the kilchary, that's it. And the other one, the type 2, the labia and the kilchary. The type 3, after removing all that part and they sew you up again. So when they sew you up, is about man pleasure. To play is about man, to support man, their pleasure. They don't think about us. So then before your wedding night, they will take you and then open you without anesthetic. That's why sometimes they bleed to death.
Thank you, Valentine. As we said, the FGM includes everybody joining our voices and becoming intentional about bringing it to an end. And when I see people like Valentine joining to watch, kudos to you, bro. We need men like you to say no to the FGM, because if you have a daughter, you are that person who will say, hey, no, no person is laying hands on my daughter for no reason. I'm okay with my daughter like that. So thank you very much, Valentine. And he writes, we need to educate our people on the effects of this terrible practice. And this show does just that. Thanks for this initiative. Say no to FGM. Thank you so very much, Valley. We appreciate your time and your comment. So back to you, Hawa. Back to you, Hawa Dal. Now you have said people go through it for no health benefits, just for the sake of pleasing their men.
Amen.
And again, now we know it's a societal norm. There are some religion where even the girls have grown up to understand that they need to go through this practice to become ready for marriage, to become acceptable. So my question to you, Hawa, is that why is it that sometimes these girls, they don't say no to their parents?
Okay, thank you very much for your question. First of all, as including you, some cultures, especially in African culture, a child cannot say no to their parents. Maybe here in England, you can see a child just stand up and say, no, I can't do it. But in some cultures, and African culture, most of, you have to obey and listen to your parents. Whatever they tell you to do, you do that. Even in terms of education, for example, like I wanted to be a doctor, but they choose for me to do like business or to get married. You are not allowed to say no. In some cultures, that is the reason. That's why it's happening. Believe in that, because if I'm campaigning, I got pulled out sometimes, those men, and say, oh, why are you telling the secret here? Women should cut.
Oh, bless you.
Mm-hmm. So I have to stand strong and ignore them. I know I'm doing the right thing, because they don't got the clue. All they do enjoy, so they don't care what the woman.
Yeah, we say it easily that there is a power in the voice, but it takes a brave heart for someone to stand and tell their story. And for you,
Well, we need that. Real people, real story.
yeah, you always say that real people, real story. And your story has helped a whole lot of people, and it's still helping people because you didn't tie your situation hostage to your personality or to becoming what you were created to become. That's why you feel free to talk your story. You've said your story on many other big platforms, even on ITV, you've said your story. You are a leading voice in the UK when it comes to the FGM.
Yeah.
For whoever is watching us or whoever comes in contact with this video and want to know a little bit more about Hawa and the FGM, you can follow her on Hawa Dal, Peace of Mind. Listen to your name after that act, Peace of Mind.
Yeah.
No matter the situation that you pass through, you still have peace of mind and you're advocating for that. You're letting people understand that the situations that happen to them is always for a purpose. There is always a purpose for every season. There is always a purpose for every pain. And I like the way you're living your purpose. I just celebrate you. I just appreciate who you are and your jobs. I'm very, very grateful to have you on our platform. And Valentine says, Hawa is such an incredible woman. Thanks for sharing your story. How are you said sometimes when you're sharing your story, some men don't want you to talk about it. But this is one man and he lives in Leeds. So definitely he will join you and support you as one of those men who are interested to see this barbaric act come to an end. Thank you
Oh,
very much,
well
Valentine,
done.
for being a voice amongst the men to help us end this act. We don't appreciate the act. We don't want it to live with us anymore. And we are joining our voices to say
No to FGM.
no to FGM. We are in 2020. Let's be talking about other things. I'm not talking about the FGM. I'm not talking about child abuse. I'm not talking about tampering with people's human rights. I think we are in an era to live life on our own terms and not on what the society thinks about us. So,
Yeah.
Hawa, I know you are
Because
brain. I know you are a brain behind the Blossom Clinic.
yes.
NHS staffs might know about the Blossom Clinic. Can you tell us about the help out there for some survivors, especially those in the UK and even those out of the UK? Because I remember you deal even with people who are out of the UK who are afraid that the act will be done on them and they're looking for ways of escape. I know you are always a phone call away for people like that. Can you just enlighten us about your works with the Blossom Clinic, please? Now,
Okay, currently working as the FGM advocate at the Blossom Clinic with Touchstone in partnership with the NHS. In my role, I support FGM survivors, making referral for their clinic appointment with the FGM specialist midwife and the mental health worker. As a team, we try to mitigate the trauma that FGM has in the lives of survivors. We can be reached on like leads hyphen, maybe it's better to leads hyphen tr.blossomclinic.fgm@nhs.net, but I will share the email and contact number with you so you can pass it on. We plan
that's
to
right.
continue to develop a FGM support group for survivors so they can talk over their problems and to find comfort in relief. Some of them they come because they want to know which type they got. Some of them because they want defibrillation, like open up. Lastly, I want to leave you with example of the successful work at the Blossom Clinic for FGM survivors. Through our intervention, a lady who experienced FGM and as a result could not have sexual relation with her new husband was supported to see the FGM by us, the FGM midwife, who reserved her FGM infibulation. She's now pregnant.
Wow.
Before, she was not having sexual relation with her husband because they sealed her up. They forgot to open her before she came. When she met me and she was like a little bit panic and worried, I said to her, you are even blessed they forgot to do this back home. Remember, they will do it like that without even anesthetic dead in your body. So for here, we will do it without knowing. You know, we did. She's now pregnant, and we have a lot of cases like that. We offer six. We offered like six section in mental. So through that, if we see like you still need the clinic, we still continue to support you. And it's a way to end the FGM, because by talking to them, by coming to see us in the Blossom Clinic, we will go through, talk about it, and then they understand. So most they are saying no, my child will not go under FGM because I know how I'm feeling. But one thing
It's
they will
getting so
remember: the act
sensitive.
is abuse. That act needs to stop. The court needs to end now.
We need to be intentional about it. It needs to stop, really. So, Hawa, I know you've passed through that season of your life. What can you tell a survivor who is out there listening to you? Somebody who had the act done on them and they think their whole life is ended, and they think they can't really be in a relationship. They are finding it very difficult to forgive those who did the barbaric act on them, and they really can't move on with their purpose in life because of the act. What advice do you have to such people?
The advice, I will just let them know they have to be strong, be strongly. What has happened is already happened, is gone. We need to move forward, and we need to come together to raise awareness, to campaign to end the FGM. And also, if they need someone to talk to, and as I share my details and telephone number, they can contact us on 078-2458-0988 or 0113-2718-277. Then we'll go through it, and then we'll give that person the support, and make sure that if you have a little girl, do not cut her, because you know what you're going through. And make sure you put your eyes on your child. As we know, in our cultures, anyone can cut your child, anyone. And be strongly. What happened is already happened, is done. You can't change that. The only way you can change that, like, you be strong and start campaigning, you talk about it, and you make sure your child doesn't go under FGM. We women, we are powerful. We have a lot to give. We have a lot to share. We are strong. We smile while we are bleeding inside. Stand up for your rights.
Wow, Hawa, it has been an emotional conversation.
It is.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being the voice. We don't take it for granted. We really don't take it for granted that you took the time out to enlighten us and share your story. We know you believe that there is power in the voice, and
we need to break that barrier. We need to.
You are the voice of hope. You are that voice, and we'll go on and share your contact details. And whoever wants to know more about the FGM and the help they can get, we'll connect them to you, we'll link them up. Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank you for having me. I hope you enjoyed the section, and for those who are listening, thank you so much to come on board. Please, let's stand up together. Let's work together. Let's raise our voices to end FGM. We can do it.
Yes, we can. I believe we can do it. The future is female.